Good morning, everyone. It's a little early in the morning, but I couldn't sleep, so I'm downstairs having my coffee so I can get ready to do my hair. As you can see, I'm going through a transition. So normally, I wear the fro, but kind of outgrown that. I want a little bit of a change. So I've decided to take on the project of growing my hair. Something I've never done. I've never grown my natural hair before. This is probably, I haven't straightened my hair. This is just flat iron. And I haven't worn my hair like this in years. So it's all natural, all permed out, thank God. I haven't had a perm in like 5 years. Yeah, and I didn't realize that my hair texture was the type of hair texture that it was. I was so busy trying to keep my hair completely straight and deny that, beautiful black woman in me. So I didn't even know my own hair. Isn't that crazy? To all my DQWs out here, I have to tell you this story. I was talking to my niece yesterday, and she's very young, very talented. She has a son, and she's trying to pursue her career as a singer. Phenomenal voice, phenomenal. She asked me yesterday, she goes, Auntie, how do you calm the voices? Like, I think I'm going through something and I'm all over the place. I says, well, you have to calm your voices. Calm the voices in your mind first. So she goes, how do you do that? How do you calm those voices? Well, I says, when you begin to go through a spiritual awakening and you're getting ready to ascend into a higher level in your life, you're going to start to battle within yourself. And by that, I mean, you're going to start to fight with who you thought you were supposed to be as opposed to the DWQ that's trying to come out of you. So that DWQ, she's in there and she's like this, I'm coming up. And you in this, current state of mind and way of thinking is, no, you have to stay down. I'm not ready for you. I'm too scared. I like my normal, even though I can't stand my normal. But what happens is the lying that you're telling yourself is starting to wear down because the DQW, she's climbing further and further up. And as every day goes by, you're going to start to feel more chaotic because you're trying to hold on to a part of yourself that you're just too afraid to let go of. And you're plain up scared because you're tossed between wanting it and being afraid of it at the same time. You want the success, you want the abundance, but you're afraid to go get it because you have no idea what's on that other side. There's no way of knowing. So I told her, what you have to do in order for you to start to calm those chaotic voices down so that you can think about how you need to take your next steps, you're going to have to sit in a quiet place. You're going to have to acknowledge it. You're going to have to give yourself permission to give yourself the right, the desire, and the passion to want more in your life. I had to give myself permission. I had to say, Carla, it is okay. It's okay. It's okay to want more. Even though, it's hard out here, even though you may have always felt like you didn't deserve it, you do deserve it. You deserve more. You deserve to fight for whatever it is that you want in life. Once you surrender to your DQW, once you do that, the voices will stop. The chaotic mind will stop because you are accepting who you are in your true light. And you were saying scared and all, I'm just going to do it. And I told her, I says, the higher power, the universe, whatever you believe in, it's going to start making preparations for your success. And when you start going through those preparations for success, you have to be ready. If it's the one thing I've learned, when you ask the universe for something and the answer comes back to you, you better be prepared for it. You cannot ignore it because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You have to walk into it. You have to walk into that position that you see yourself. You have to walk into that position that the DWQ is fighting inside of you to get to. You have to. There is no other way. You will always be afraid. Being afraid is good. Being afraid is good. Because as long as you are consciously aware of your goal and you know what you want, that fear is going to keep you going. Let the fear help you. Don't fight it. Don't give into it. But let it help guide you. Because I'm going to tell you, every single day of my life, I'm scared. I'm scared because I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. All I know is that I got to get up and I got to do my today. I got to get as much productive work done in my today because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I don't worry about anything that I cannot physically or actively control. There are too many things in my life that I can control right now. So I don't waste my time on the little things. So I told her, don't waste your time on the little things. If you have a bigger goal in life and there's something that you truly want, you don't have time to deal with the little things in life. And that includes relationships. That includes if a man is cheating on you. If a man is cheating on you and you know this, you're either going to spend however many countless hours, days, and weeks running behind him trying to figure out what he's doing, and that's taken away from you. If a man is in the house and he's not doing shit, and he gets on the game after work and he's not tending to the kids and he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, yeah, you could. I mean, we've all been there. You can sit there and you can argue and you can yell and you can fight and you can do X, Y, and Z, or you can get on the ball and you can do what you got to do. And that does include sacrifice. And that means getting stuff done and getting it out of your way so that you can continue to focus. How do we keep that chaotic mind at bay? Recognizing those emotions. Recognizing the fact that it's okay to be scared. You are getting ready to walk into a pair of shoes you've never ever seen. These are fit solely for you. And it is the most terrifying thing in the world to do, especially if you don't have a good support system, especially if you don't have a husband to sit and, rub your back and be, babe, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. Or you don't have a girlfriend and be like, go ahead, honey, you got this, you know what I'm saying, you got that, Whether you have 100 people in the back or you have none, it doesn't matter, because you still have to be the one to walk into those shoes. You still have to be the one to walk into that light. You have to be the one to do it. So even though support is great, it's much needed, I appreciate it on every level. I have learned that I cannot depend on it. I have to be able to depend on myself first. And in doing that, I have completely changed my entire life. I was always too afraid to push myself past a certain point because I didn't know what to do past a certain point. This way of thinking wasn't taught to me in the way of words. I did this by watching and observing my mother go through this. She went through so many multi-level marketing products as we were being raised. It was constant. But she never finished anything enough to the point where we weren't struggling. We always struggled. We were always living in a hotel or a motel where we had to work just to be able to live there. So she would always find something great for her to start on, but she never finished. So I grew up doing the exact same thing and not even realizing that I was doing it. And the biggest part in me is like, why aren't you finishing this? Why aren't you finishing this? And then another part of me like, oh, I'll get to it later. And I just wouldn't do it. I am going to always be a work in process. I am going to be on my deathbed being a work in progress. I don't ever plan to stop. I plan to get better. So when I was done talking to my niece and I told her what I thought she should do, some things you can change, some things you can't. Stop worrying about the things that you can't change. Stop fighting with yourself. Allow that DQW to come out. Whatever it is that she is telling you she wants, follow her with your heart. You can't follow her with your mind right now because you don't have control over your mind. This is how it's going to happen. When you surrender to your DQW, when you release your DQW, only then will you be able to have control over your mind, because your mind is what's keeping us in the safe zone. Our mind is what tells us we can't do it. We need to go this way, or we need to go that way. We need to play it safe. The mind is always going to have us play it safe. That's what the mind's job is, okay? The heart is where you're going to get all of your communication from the universe from. all of it, and it's going to be right. That's your intuition. That's your first main thing. Learn to trust your intuition. I said that's the very first thing you're going to have to learn how to do. Stop second guessing yourself. Now, when you feel yourself getting ready to make the same vicious circle and you're making a conscious effort to say, wait, I've done this a million times already and it hasn't worked, you now have the option to tell yourself to go in the other direction instead of just automatically going in the same direction, because we do that. We do so many things on automatic. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Go left. If you want to change your life, you have to start with the small things first. You can't wait and say you're going to change something huge, because it never works. It never works. You can never build a house out of sticks, only out of bricks. And that's what I told her. So to calm that chaotic mind of hers, she has to surrender to that DQW, because that's what she truly wants in her life. You gotta let her roar, and she's going to lead you into the light that you need to be into. Just trust her. So anyway, that was my thought for the day. I thought I would share that with you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you guys have any questions, you can email me and I will get right back to you. Have a good day.